Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steven the Laggy Gamer. And I know I promised a Blu-ray collection video to be coming out, but I just finished a game actually, and I want to do a game discussion. I've actually beaten a couple games, just haven't gotten any time to get in here to do a discussion on them. And today I just want to talk about a game that I really did want to get a discussion video in on, and that game is Dragon Quest IX: Sentinels of the Starry Skies. Wow, my first Dragon Quest game. It was on the DS. It flat out answer was amazing. I loved it. It's everything I want in a JRPG. Dragon Quest IX, amazing. Now, what's taken me so long to play a Dragon Quest game? Actually, I actually started playing this one a long time ago, and I actually have the other ones on the DS except number 4. Got Dragon Warrior on the NES, but I don't know what it was that took me so long to want to give them a try. As everyone knows, I've only started playing RPGs really uh, a lot harder now since the past few years. It wasn't a genre that I really was into as I was growing up. But the last 4 or 5 years now, it's been something I've been really diving into. And Dragon Quest has been one that I just didn't try yet. I wanted to start with the Final Fantasies and stuff first. I know my good friend Dustin raves about this. Happy Console Gamer, he actually just did a whole two-part series covering a lot of all the main number titles in the series. And it was crazy because I want to say I started playing this game. Man, it was so long ago. Back when Ball and Nick 1982 did his review video on it. I mean, this was maybe even a year ago now when I started playing this thing. And I was really enjoying it, and I don't know what made me put it down. I have no idea why I put the game down. Because I love the battle system and the story and everything that was going on in it. And I think it might have been a new release that came out, and I just never went back to it. So the actual Saturday, the day before Johnny released his part 1 of his Dragon Quest series review, I had picked this back up to start playing again. And within that week, I knocked out the rest of the game. I think I was at a play time of 19 hours when I put it down, and within the 1 week, I was up to like, I think 43 hours and beat the game, something like that. So I really hammered at it and played it a lot. So alright, that's enough rambling about how I put it down and everything. Let's go ahead and talk about the game real quick. I know it's been out for a while, so everyone probably knows about it. So I don't try to bore you too much with it. I just wanted to let you guys know that it was my first venture into Dragon Quest, and I was just really pleased with it. So, Dragon Quest IX, what's it about? You pretty much start as a character that you create yourself. You can create and customize, boy, girl, whatever you want. But you're a Celestian, pretty much an angel, from the observatory that looks down, and you're pretty much known as guardians. You're commanded to be a guardian of a city, I believe it was called Angel Falls, a town. And in this town, what you're trying to do is, all the Celestians are trying to get to the realm of the Almighty. And in order to do so, they need to build up a lot of benevolence in order to get these figs that power the great tree that's part of the observatory. I guess that gives all the energy through the observatory and all. But what you need to do is meet the gratitude of citizens in this town in order to get enough benevolence to finally get a fig to power the tree. And in doing so, you wind up doing that and everything. And as soon as you get to the observatory to turn the fig over, someone attacks it. All the figs go everywhere. So you go on a journey to just find where all the figs are again and bring them back to the observatory. And even more starts to unravel through there. But you're this Celestian who was a Celestian. You went down to be a guardian of the city. When the attack happened on the observatory, pretty much get knocked back down to the earth. This time though, you're kind of a Celestian, but you don't have your wings or anything anymore. So and that's the journey you go on. And along the way, you're going to meet a bunch of different characters, recruit party members, just like you would in a JRPG. So that's pretty much the gist of the story, without spoiling too much of it. It was a pretty simplistic story, except for the fact that near the end, I'm getting characters thrown at me who weren't a part of anything earlier, yet they're major players in the story right at the end. So that was a little weird, but other than that, it was still fine, and I loved it. Now, what's so great about this game was, other than the actual visual and style of the game, was the gameplay. And what I loved so much about the gameplay was that it was just a straight up old school classic, tried and true, turn-based RPG, and I love those type of RPGs. You don't have to mess with. I know a lot of people. I like Final Fantasy 13, the combat system in it. A lot of people didn't like stuff like that. This is tried and true, like Dragon Quest. I hear has always been just turn-based, except I guess for the X entry now. But that's what I really loved about the game, just the simplistic nature of the combat. You either attack, defend, use a magic power or ability. That's it. I mean, that's all you have to do. Now, what's really cool in this game is the job system, or I believe they call it vocations in this game. You can start off as, I think you start off as a minstrel with your main character, and eventually you recruit other characters, monks, mages, priests, all sorts of different type of jobs. And what makes this really cool is once you hit a certain level, I want to say it's level 20, you can respec your character and pick a whole new job system. But what's neat is you get to keep all the characteristics that were on the previous one. So if I had unlocked a special ability in the minstrel class, it could carry over to, I switched over to a gladiator. That carried over to me in my gladiator class. And once I leveled up some gladiator stuff, I could switch again, and those would carry over. So the possibilities of character creation in this game was like endless. There's so many possibilities you could do. I think people who really dumped a lot of time into this game, they pretty much got every ability from every class, and that's how they did it. Me, I played through the game just, I switched my one character to a gladiator, and I kept the rest pretty mainstay. I had a monk, I had a priest, and a mage, and that's how I rolled. I know I wanted to get my mage into a sage, but I was really kind of confused on how to do that because the game is full of side quests that make it kind of just a ton of content in there. And there's also extra stuff after you complete the game. I think it's a treasure map system. I haven't dived into that yet. I know in Johnny, I kept hearing him every time on the All Gen Gamers podcast saying he was playing the game with other people. You can do local co-op. And I think that is like a dungeon thing. You get these treasure maps and you go together to find more loot and gear. Because that's what it's about in an RPG. You're trying to find some more armor, gear, a better weapon to make you that much stronger. So it was just really tried and true classic combat. And that vocation system was really cool because there's so many classes you can experiment with. It's pretty awesome. But what will happen when you reset your vocation, it takes your character level all the way back down, so you got to level back up. But what's neat with games like the Dragon Quest that was in here, and I don't know if it's true in the old school ones or not, but they have an enemy in it called Metal Slimes that they give more experience than any other uh, monster in the game. So if you want to go grinding, you just find a spot where they're at, and you'll level up a whole lot faster. I love games that have an enemy like this that you can grind on, like Ni no Kuni did, like Blue Dragon did. I love that there are enemies like that in RPGs to cut the grinding time down. Now they are more. You take a chance when fighting them because these metal slimes will run away a lot. So that would piss me off sometimes when you get like one hit away from killing these things and they take off running. But that's the thrill of the hunt, and it was so much fun. So that's pretty much the combat system. You're running around in an overworld, open world, run around wherever you go, and eventually you'll run into a new town or a new city, new dungeon, and you just go exploring. You can accept some side quests from there, or you can go straight to the main storyline, straight to the dungeon, and take on a boss, get a fig, and head on out. So I love how it was just set up. I love how the dungeons weren't too long in the game. It's like it was a portable game, so they made the travel through the dungeons actually pretty quick. They weren't too long at all. Even the final dungeon, I think maybe in an hour I sat down, an hour and a half, and cleared the whole thing, including the final boss. So really fun, and I liked how it was made up. And visually, I thought it was beautiful. I really want to play Dragon Quest VIII because I seen the visuals of that one and just how amazing it looks. I think this one just looks great in itself, but it's probably not going to be the best looking game in the series just because it's kind of on a handheld. And Dragon Quest VIII, from everything I've seen of it, just has that beautiful Toriyama artwork just drawn perfectly on a screen with the cel shaded graphics. This is more kind of like 3D model graphics, so it doesn't have that. It still has some cel shadedness type of look to it, but not like Dragon Quest VIII. But by all means, that doesn't take anything away from this because this is a beautiful, beautiful DS game, especially when you're pulling off some of the moves and stuff. And the sound, it just had this catchy And I'm playing through Dragon Quest Swords right now. Just I guess all the music kind of carries over through these games because I'm hearing the same stuff in Swords that I've heard in this, and I love it. It doesn't get old. I was always humming some tunes that whenever I walk into town, I'm humming it, and it was just awesome. I love the soundtrack to it. Even the battle music didn't start getting on my nerves because it's pretty much the same battle music throughout the whole game, but it didn't get on my nerves. So really simple sounds, but I really loved it. Visually, it just looked great. But like I said, just the combat and everything, I loved how it was just old school turn-based combat. So, I didn't want to make this too long. I'm not sure what else I could say about it. I just know from my first experience for a Dragon Quest game, I loved it. I wanted to go immediately right into another Dragon Quest game when I was done. I was going to go into Dragon Quest V because I hear a lot of great things about that one. So I really wanted to go into that one, but I actually jumped into another RPG that hopefully I'll be able to do another discussion video on pretty soon when I beat that one. And so far, the game I'm playing right now, uh, it's a pretty fun RPG series. I'm waiting to play ones from the newer generation now, but and I won't spoil what I'm playing yet. But I'm having a blast with it. It could jump ship as if there's an order of RPGs that I like from the brands like Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy. This one could jump up the list pretty high. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, this one's on Dragon Quest 9. Something's in my nose, I'm sorry. I know I was just rambling nonstop here, but like I said, I wanted to kind of make this one a little bit shorter, not too long, because you guys know about this game. It would have been awesome if this was online co-op, because that'd be cool to team up and play with people. But if you like that tried and true turn-based combat, if you like Dragon Quest and you like portable gaming, this is an awesome, awesome JRPG for the Nintendo DS. Just sorry it took so long for me to play one. And now I'm a huge Dragon Quest fan. I'm going in head on. Like I said, I'm playing Dragon Quest Swords. I hope to get to Dragon Quest V next. Unless I get a copy of Dragon Quest 8. If that happens, I'm probably going to go into 8 and put a lot of time into that because here that's probably a longer one. So we'll see what happens. And if Dragon Quest 7 comes over here on the 3DS, I'll probably sink a lot of time into that too. But I hear that is a long one. So anyways, I'm going to cut it off from here. So really love the game. Looking at a new Dragon Quest fan, I can't wait to get into many, many more entries in the series. So thanks for watching. I'm lagging out.